Hello, YouTube. James Baker here. I have a call with a gentleman from Pakistan again. I love my Pakistani callers, and he has a bunch of questions about opening LLCs, what business he can run. And this is a quick fire, another one of those quick fire question calls. So it's question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. No small talk, all straight to the info. So I think you'll like this call, especially if you're in Pakistan and if you're doing digital services and selling stuff on e-commerce, it's just for you. So let's get to the call.
Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up.
Hey, I'm here. Let me do gallery view. Hey, Ali, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing amazing. Where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Pakistan. I see you get a lot of calls from Pakistan.
I do. You guys are crushing e-commerce right now. That's awesome.
And that's what I'm actually calling for.
Okay, very good. So obviously you said I have a bunch of calls from Pakistan, so you've seen a number of the videos. So
I think I've seen like almost all of them.
That's great. I hope you liked every single one of them too. It's really helpful when you like the videos.
You're actually giving information worth millions of dollars for free.
I know, right? I gotta stop one of these days and actually just start charging people. But wait till I get to 10,000 subscribers, right? So
yeah, hopefully.
Tell me a little bit about your business. What's your plan? What's going on?
Okay, so it's basically we already had an LLC in the US for like last 10 years or so. And we have been selling on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Sears, Rakuten, you name it, and we are selling over there. When we started the LLC, I was actually a member in it. I'm currently in Pakistan. There were like 4 members, my father, my brother, and one other member from USA. He was like a partner. So, but my father has an SSN because he has been doing business in the US for the last like 50 years or so. We used to sell handmade rugs, paintings, and other stuff like that. But later on, what happened was, as soon as we started with the LLC, it was like around 2010 or 2011. The accountant was very reluctant to have me on board because he said having a Pakistani national on board without an SSN or IT means a lot of problems. So I was actually cast out of the LLC. But my brother, my father, who has an SSN, despite being in Pakistan.
So are they not citizens or green card holders? They just live it. They just have socials, right?
So they actually have three members. One of them is a U.S. national. Two of them have SSN, and they're like green card holders.
So they have green cards too. Okay.
My father is actually not a green card holder. He only has the SSN, and he got it like 40 years ago.
So here's the issue. Here's the issue from your accountant and I get the concept. I don't think it's necessarily worth cutting out of the company, but when you have a U.S. Citizen or resident as a member of an LLC, then it's basically doing business in the U.S. It's a U.S. company, and you have to, and that's how it is. So when you have a foreign member, all of your profits are subject to withholding of 37%. So
all of the profit, not the actual.
Only yours. Only the. So if the company makes, if you own, let's say just easy, if the company makes $1 million and you own half of the company, then $500,000, your portion is subject to 37% withholding.
Okay, I understand. So because of this reason, they decided, because it was a family matter, so they decided, okay, it's better not to have me in the company anymore. But anyways, I am working for the company from Pakistan. So we basically sell rugs, paintings, handmade jewelry. And what I actually decided now to do is I'm going to launch my own LLC, and maybe you can do that for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do. You should work with them, but have your own LLC, because these guys are paying taxes. These guys have to pay taxes in the United States.
Absolutely. So
you don't have to
pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
We recently, I think almost a month ago, we filed taxes, and I got documents for them as well. But so I have few questions regarding forming a new LLC, and I want to do the same thing because it's we also provide IT services as well.
Okay.
So it's like a mixture of stuff, because if you want to get on Amazon and you have like 10,000 products and you need to like integrate between your website and Amazon or Etsy, and you like want to upload with using a plugin, we create that plugin for you. And we also do like affiliate marketing. So it's like we do a lot of things. And and I want to do it using my own company. They can have their own company. They have it registered in Texas, but I want to start my own company. And the first thing I want to consider is I want to keep the overhead low. Uh, so as I will have to create new Amazon account, new Etsy, and my own website. We are working on it. We are working on a new website as well as the Android and iPhone app. So I want to form an LLC, and I'm curious about what type of LLC to form. I'm also interested in maybe having my wife on board as a partner.
That's not a bad
And
idea. The reporting's a little bit different when you have a multi-member LLC, but it's kind of like it's a really interesting like gray area because like partnerships, all the tax code wasn't written for partnerships with foreign partners. Like there's not like a separate tax form for like foreign owned partnerships and stuff. So we've been doing it in a variety of different ways. What we usually do for this is we file a partnership tax return every year and just basically telling the IRS that there's no residence, there's no U.S. source income, and you don't have to pay taxes, and that's why. And it's kind of like something we do to just stave off the IRS, to just let them know this is what we're doing. Because usually, if there's ever a problem and you've been ahead of it, they're much more lenient with you. So that's why we always do that. But I think it's a good idea. Have your wife own a percentage of it.
Yeah, but so when it comes to like having a multiple member LLC, do you need to file Form 5472 even for that, or is that only for single member?
Only for single member.
So why don't people actually go for multiple member LLC to just save themselves from the fear of like $25,000 in penalties?
If you manage it wrong with the multi-member, there's penalties for that too. It's not as high as the 5472, but a lot of people want their own company. They don't want to have maybe they don't have a wife and they don't want to put their mom or their dad on the company, and because like then a lot of other stuff can be more complicated. Like opening a bank account, you both have to certify everything, both have to have all your documents on it. You can't open a U.S. bank account without both partners being involved. You need more legal documents, then you have to do better accounting, because if you have a partnership, you have to, with a husband-wife, it's easy. Sure, that can work. But with other people, partnerships are just more work.
I understand
administratively.
So, but if for example, I go for a multiple member partnership and I have my wife on board, and then I have to open a bank account, does my wife also need to provide her details, or can like 50% owner do it on his own?
Everyone, they need to know both owners.
Oh, that's interesting. That's why they have single member LLCs.
Yeah, it's just easier.
Okay. But if I have the single member LLC, then I have to file in Form 5472.
Yeah, and it's not a tax form. It's just an informational form. And since I have launched my course, now people can learn how to do it themselves for a lower price, right?
I've actually been listening to that as well, but I will be more interested in like hiring your services.
Sure.
Okay, and then I have a few questions. There's like Form 1065, which is for partnerships. Form 1040 for filing single person returns, right? NR. And what is the Form 11204?
I usually don't do the 1040 forms for my clients because we're taking the position that they don't have any U.S. income. Well, first of all, the 1040 is only for residents. It would be 1040 NR for the non-residents. So the non-resident forms we do file for our clients, but that's only to get ITINs, because I get ITINs for all of my clients. I get them ITINs.
Yeah, I need the ITIN as well, because I understand that although I don't need it, but when you like have PayPal and stuff like that, and
it goes into sometimes they're annoying about it and they want it, or they want to see it and stuff. So sometimes we can it's random. I tell you, like I have some of my clients, we open Stripe and PayPal with no ITIN. Other clients doesn't work. So
I know I already have PayPal account for the other LLC, and it works fine. It worked fine with the EIN. It got registered, the business account. But like after 1 year, when our sales went over like 100,000, they just limited the account, and they immediately asked for ITIN or SSN of a member to verify that they are.
Yeah, and that's an older account. So now on newer accounts, they're doing that more often. And since I do it with all my clients, I'm getting better at like figuring out, navigating, contacting, appealing, and submitting the right documents. So that's definitely included in our service.
Great, great. And what about Form 1120? What's that for?
That's for so everyone talks about the 5472. The 1120 is the corporate tax return. When you file, and I never talk about this, it's just because I don't want to confuse people. When you have a single member LLC, a foreign owned single member LLC, and you file Form 5472, you actually have to put the 1120 in front of it to send the form. And and you have to write a statement at the top, and you say it's pro forma. But the idea is that that's just how you have to assemble it, and it's for U.S. corporations. That's what the form is for.
But it's not for LLC?
It's not for LLCs, except for the fact that when you're doing the 5472, you have to put that form blank in the front.
Okay.
But it's generally for corporations.
And in our case, where we are doing like e-commerce and IT services, software and web development, and we're not supposed to be taxed in the U.S., it's all right to have an LLC, or CCorp doesn't really give us a benefit, right?
The only benefit for the CCorp is like if you're receiving royalties, or if you're receiving other withholdable types of payments, or if you have real estate. But for everything you're doing, digital services, like e-commerce and IT and stuff, the LLC is perfect, especially for Pakistan, where you're not going to pay any taxes on it.
Yeah,
right?
Great. Okay, yeah. And then there's 1099K.
10 what?
Something
1099K. So that's an informational reporting form. So when you sell a lot on Stripe or PayPal, they will issue that to your LLC.
And what does that mean for tax filing purposes?
That form just tells the IRS that 1130. That form just tells the IRS that you have this much in sales. And I've had that challenge before. I've had the IRS say this LLC didn't pay taxes, and then I reached out to them and I said, look, they do nothing in the US. They they have no US source income, and everything got dropped, and we moved on. It was no problem.
All right. So I don't need to be worried about 99.
You just file all your forms on time, do everything right, don't have anything in the US, and if you get 1099Ks, that's fine. If the IRS contacts you, we just have to respond and tell them, hey, I live in Pakistan, I do IT services. Like, this is not US source income.
Okay. And what about W-9? What is a W-9 for?
A lot of good questions. The W-9 is a taxpayer certification. So a lot of people who are paying you want to know where you're from. And the W-9 tells them that you're a U.S. person. Interestingly enough, for a partnership, we can give them a W-9, but then we have to file a partnership tax return and report why or why not you don't have withholding.
Okay. So just guide me through this. If I, for example, go for a single member LLC,
you would have to do a W-8 BEN.
Okay.
Because there's just like the series of taxpayer identification forms. You can either be a U.S. person, which is a W-9, or a foreign individual, a W-8 BEN, or a foreign corporation, a W-8 BENE, or a foreign intermediary, which is like a W-8 IMY or something.
All right. So they're like a lot of kinds. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So basically, I'm interested in forming now, I think after your information, a single member LLC. And let's say I form this LLC right now. I'm supposed to file taxes.
Next April, before next April.
Or something.
Yeah, you have to do it
before.
Sorry,
I didn't catch that.
You have to, if you open your LLC in 2020, you have to file the form before April 15th of 2021.
All right. Okay, and can you actually tell me something? Let's say I have an LLC formed, and if I'm right, the single member LLC, the taxes are filed against my personal returns, right? Or they're not actually filed at all.
I usually don't file at all.
Oh, all right, perfect. So, but let's take into account an I-10. If we are not filing personal taxes, but we also need an I-10. I remember reading somewhere that an I-10 expires if you're not filing at all.
Yeah, you have to file. You have to renew it every 2 or 3 years. You have to renew the I-10. But practically speaking, I don't know how PayPal or Stripe or these other things verify whether it's active or not.
Okay.
Because you'll have your I-10 letter. It'll be your number. If it's expired, I don't know if it even matters. We can always reapply. It's the same process. So it's not hard to reapply or like to reactivate it. But practically speaking, I don't know. I don't think there's like a database they can check to see if it's active or not. I don't think it matters.
Okay. But what does reapplying entail? Does it mean like I have to
It's
file
the
in
same.
new
It's the
returns?
same. It's the same application as the first time. It's a W-7 with a 1040 NR again.
Okay. Okay. So I just actually want to make sure that I'm good in the books for I-10 as well. And that means like having to do something every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I have to figure out. I think it's they change it often. And and most of
Mhm.
my clients just don't care. They just get it once and then they just don't ever renew it. But I guess maybe since I've only been doing I-10s for since I've been certified accepting agent for a year and a half, I guess I haven't had that many people that have even need to renewed yet, right? Because everyone just got them.
All right. Yeah, of course. Okay. Let's say I'm doing business on Amazon and all these places, and now I want to repatriate my profits to Pakistan. And
Okay.
so how do I go about doing that? Does that mean like a simple telephonic transfer to using my bank account?
Yeah.
And how would I actually show it up on my papers, on
What
my tax
papers?
return? I
Oh,
mean
so
tax
we just
return.
show it as a distribution.
So it's actually a distribution when it goes to even Pakistan. So distribution, but let's say if I want to keep that amount within the US to my personal account, can I do that?
Yeah, sure. You can definitely send it to your US account. You can do whatever you want. It's amazing. It's a great opportunity.
So, but does that mean if I keep my profits, my distribution within the US, do I have to file tax returns then?
It's still not US source income. It's just money that you leave in the US.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So there is no need to file returns even on that.
That's how I understand it. Yeah.
Okay, and next thing, what about sales taxes? Because for the last 10 years, it has been a complete pain in the ass because no state has similar tax laws, and some have it, some don't. Even
It's the
10 years
same
ago,
now.
they didn't have.
It's still a
Mhm.
pain in the ass, but it's only the last 2 years it's been bad because before there was no sales taxes on internet sales.
Yeah,
First of all, there's no
yeah.
sales taxes on IT services. There's no taxes on services.
Okay.
In terms of e-commerce, Amazon does all the work for you. The big
Yeah,
e-commerce places do it for you.
yeah, absolutely.
eBay,
Even
Amazon, probably Rakuten, all of these are going to collect the sales tax for you. You don't have to do anything. It's only
everybody
going to be a
does it.
Shopify.
Etsy does it for you as well,
Etsy does
Amazon.
it
But
too.
my
I know. Yeah,
yeah, my question is, technically, from what I've studied on online, I shouldn't be charged for sales tax because the item doesn't. For many states, I read that the merchandise should actually be in that state for the state sales tax to be charged.
it's where you ship it.
That,
It's where the client is. If you're shipping it to that state, then it's a sale to that state. It doesn't matter if it's
okay.
located there. I mean, that's sales tax nexus. That's the term. That's for the old rules. If you would in the old rules before 2018, you wouldn't have to pay sales taxes unless you were like doing business in the state
Yeah,
as per the rules of
yeah.
sales taxes. But now it doesn't matter. Now it's all
I,
economic thresholds.
okay, now I remember. I actually remember those rules because technically I didn't qualify for sales tax, but because our items are located, we buy from Pakistan, Nepal, and other places as well. So they are directly shipping from Pakistan, Nepal, and even India sometimes to places in USA, or even we do work. We do the same thing for Europe as well. Okay, the next question. The form 5472, what does it actually have, like all the transactions? You say we have to report the transactions. Does it mean I have to actually even report the Amazon payments I get in my bank account?
No, it's only what you send to your companies and to yourself. It's only like what the amounts you send transfer between related parties. So if you send money to yourself, if you actually, it covers a lot of things. If you pay to open the company, pay to dissolve the company, those would count. But if you have any transfers between related parties that you own, those transfers are what would be reported. And generally, it's going to be the purchase of goods, distributions, contributions, things like that.
Yeah, so that means if it is purchase of goods, because we are going to follow like a drop shipping model. Although we have our own manufacturing company in Pakistan, but we actually show it as a drop shipping business in US. So like we are buying from another party outside USA. Um, And does that mean like I will actually have to show the payment I made to the company
No,
in
all you have to
Pakistan?
show is what you pay yourself, basically, in this situation.
Like a distribution?
A distribution, and I also consider personal charges distributions as well.
Ah, okay. So like traveling expenses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Next thing, what about trademark registration? Do you provide services like that?
Sure, we definitely do register trademarks. We have attorneys that do that.
And how much does it actually cost? Like the lowest possible value?
The lowest. Start at the lowest price. Calling from Pakistan. You guys haggle a little bit more than we do. I think it's 3,500. I think is what the attorney does it for.
Okay. And does it like how long does it process actually take?
It can take a long time. It can take. I don't know. I have to check some of my videos, but it's the process isn't really on our hands, right? We get the information. You've been using the trademark. We send the application, and then it has to be processed. You know, the actual.
Right.
I don't know how long it takes, but it takes the same for everybody, right? We can submit the application in a couple of days, in a week, or whatever. But then it's just waiting for the government to process it.
Yeah, but the trademark applied in US doesn't really apply to Europe, right? Or is it all? Is it?
There's different trademark places where you can trademark it, but it's not. There's like a global trademark thing, and then there's also like a US trademark thing, and if it depends where you're more interested in securing the trademark. So if again, this isn't what I do. This isn't like my expertise, but from my understanding, it protects you where it's registered. So if you have a trademark registered in the US, it'll stop anyone else from using that trademark in the United States, even if it's a foreign company.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. All right.
And actually, I'll give you one more question because I know I came to the call late, but I have another call who's waiting too.
Sure. Last question is, what about like bank accounts and stuff like that? I know Mercury is doing it. We already have, for our previous LLC, we have an account from Chase, but that's for person who was already in USA. But what about people who are actually outside USA? Are there better options than Mercury?
I like Relay Financial, which is it's like an invite-only bank, and that's where I put my clients in because I can help you open the account much faster and with much more control. It's similar to Mercury, but it has additional features which I think are better. But other than that, there's not that many. The banking regulations are kind of tough in the U.S., and I think that because of the coronavirus, more banks are going to have remote opening options and be more flexible in the future, but they're not there yet.
Great. Thank you for your time. Can I have one more last question? What about your formation fees? Like, how much does it cost to form an LLC in Wyoming with EIN, ITIN?
Yeah, so our package does include that. We get the EIN, we open the company, we get the EIN, the ITIN. You can use our address for mailing. We'll send you all the debit cards. And from that, also, if you have other questions, I can answer any other questions, provide support, and we'll open all the accounts with you, all the bank accounts and things like that on a second call. And we can have this all done in like 10 days. So we can do it very quickly. So our cost, our price for this is $2,500.
All right, that includes ITIN as well.
That includes ITIN as well, yes.
Great. I will get back to you through on your email. You may proceed with your next appointment. Thank you.
Yeah, send me an email and I'll send you all the details, okay?
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Nice to speak with you. Bye.
Same here. Likewise.
Okay, I think that call went really well. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to ravish that like button and just click it enough times so that it leaves up on thumbs up, because then if you click it twice, it unclicks. That's really helpful. I appreciate that. And also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to have a call with me or someone from my team, the link is below in the description, so you can do that. So let me know what you thought about the call. Comment below, and we will be in touch. Thanks for watching the video, and I will see you on the next one.